what's up y'all, it's your boy Chance, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how I made a plugg&b remix to Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. So first things first, I had a EPiano right here, and it's forefront EPiano. I actually never seen anybody use this before in my life. I don't know why. It's very good. It's 100% free, so you can just look this up and get it for yourself if you want. But yeah, this is the melody. And then the next thing is I have a pad, and it's just the pad from the first impression preset in Purity, which if you don't know what Purity is pretty much what everybody uses. Plugg&b has every single sound you could ever need: leads, strings, pianos, all that. But yeah, it's just the pad from the first impression preset, and I just silenced every other sound. So this is what the pad sounds like. So when you combine it with the EPiano, it sounds like this. And the reason I like to always layer with pads is because it just gives the chords a thicker, fuller sound. I do it every time. And that's kind of how I get rich sound, is just by layering it with a nice pad. So the next thing is the string. Just V, A, and A strings 1 from Purity in the strings category. That's what it sounds like. That's pretty much it for that. Then next I have the spiccato strings from Symphony Orchestra by Spitfire Audio. This is also free, you can get it for yourself. And this is what the melody sounds like. And then next I have the pizzicato strings from Purity in the strings category. That's what the melody sounds like. So quick side note, when you're making your spiccato or pizzicato strings, keep it light and keep it consistent. Like, you don't have to go too crazy with them. I just keep it as a nice background melody, and I don't do too much because that's really for my leads. My synth leads are really what's gonna be the forefront of the song. But anyway, next thing is the bells, and these are the same Feel 1 bells from Purity in the bell and perk category. So another quick side note is when you're using bells, don't go too crazy with the bells. Just keep it nice and simple. That way it still adds to the overall melody, but it doesn't do too much, right? And it still leaves room for the leads. So altogether, this is what the melody sounds like. Alright, so onto the leads. First leads I use, and this lead right here I use every single time. And it's pulse, it's simple pulse in the lead synth category in Purity. And this is the melody for it. And then next is I use the same exact preset, but just a different melody pattern. And then next I use the simple sine, which is in the lead synth category. impurity. And then here's the melody for that. And then next I used this smooth lead in the lead synth category, impurity. That's what this sounds like. Now for the guitar sound I use a guitar sound. I use distortion guitar, which is right here. And then I used overdrive guitar, which is right here. It's in the same category. It's in the normal category, impurity. And then the third sound I used was the desolate solo, which is in the lead synth category. And so combined, I use all those sounds together, and I got this. And then lastly, I used the cheap lead in the lead synth category, impurity, and I just did this, just a little simple sound right here. A little simple one note delay. Now one quick tip when you're making leads is always think about every other lead when you make each lead. Now, what does that even mean? It basically means don't just make leads randomly. Like think about the leads you're going to make. Like, so for this one, right, this first lead. So when I made that lead, that last note, like that last note, every other lead kind of has that same theme, right? But just follows a different pattern. And I placed them in different areas, right, along the 4 bars. And it kind of fills up the melody, right? Eventually, because when I get to a certain point, I have a lot of leads and it fills up the melody, but they're all kind of cohesive, right? They're not just like random pieces of ear candy, right? Just placed anywhere. No, they all have a similar theme and they all work together and they kind of make one cohesive melody. And that's the key when you're making leads, is think about one cohesive melody. Don't just make leads randomly. So next, we're gonna go into the drums. All right, so first thing in the drums is a clap. Then hats. And then the second hat. All right, and then the chant. And a little perk. And another percussion. And a snare. And a little sound. And another sound effect. And all together sounds like this. So one thing when you're making your drums is just try to keep it simple and go for something that sounds really nice and bouncy. You know what I'm saying? That will, you know, have your head bopping, but don't go too crazy with it, because the drums are just there to kind of keep the rhythm going. All right, so lastly, 808. And all I did was I just took the root notes of the chords, and this is what I got. And then finally, Don't forget your sound effects. And of course, your tag, always always have your tag in there.
Chance made it.
Alright y'all, so that's pretty much how I made Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. I just want to say thank y'all for watching to the end, if you did. But yeah man, I have some more tutorials on the way, but this is just the first. This is just beginning, man, so definitely be tuned for more. Stay on the lookout for that. But anyway, like, sub, share, comment. Hey, I'm gonna see y'all later, man. Peace.